Peace is expensive. We don't talk about how much that costs people in real life. We make memes about it like go secure your peace, get your bag, this your season, choose yourself. And we celebrate our friends who are glowing. Peace looks good on you. You look good. Glow. Go. And it's all well and good, but we forget what it cost them. We forget the dark side of acquiring that peace. Like, it's not easy. It's expensive. It was hard. We forget that people have left physical, financial, familial stability in order to acquire intangible things like mental and emotional health. We forget that they have cried tears night after night after leaving something they never intended on leaving. We don't talk about the fact that they miss out on family moments that they normally would have been a part of, and they're missing the story. There are gaps in the familial experience because they had to choose themselves. We don't talk about how that feels. We don't talk about what that takes from you while you're acquiring peace. We don't talk about how many people have opinions about you now because you had to choose yourself. We don't talk about the pain, the dread, the bravery, the courage it takes to walk away from people you love. So the next time you see somebody with a glow on their face, celebrate them. But don't forget how much that bill costs.
Hey girls, welcome to another vlog. Girl, not them outside arguing and it's after 10 o'clock and they still at the pool. But I've been over here doing my Sunday cleaning. Y'all know how that is. And then I had to do a little bit of editing. I wanted to get the intro of the video done. I'm trying to do it a little bit as I go. But I'm gonna start off with these delicious olives, girls. Y'all want some? Her.
Oh God! Stop, y'all! Y'all are being mean. Eat, ugly.
Girl, not the olives falling, but y'all. So today, I hung out with my sister for a little bit, and she got a new car. It is so gorgeous. I freaking love it. So I know you guys remember when I told y'all she was in a car accident a couple of weeks ago. So she, you know, basically upgraded. So she had already had a Mercedes and she got the same model but just a newer edition, and it is beautiful. Girl, I ain't gonna lie, I forget, like, it's nice to have a car. You don't have a car note or whatever, but girl, it's like a trap. The minute you ride in something luxury, that was good. The minute you ride in something luxury, you be like, damn. Not luxury, I'm sorry, not luxury. Something newer, a newer model. You be like, damn. It's just a nice car, and then she seemed like really, really excited. It's always nice to witness people, you know, getting the things that they really, really want. For me, it's confirmation that, you know, good things are coming for me as well. So yeah. So we did that. We went grocery shopping. So I stopped at Aldi, and then I stopped at HEB. Girl, HEB was super crowded today. I was like, oh my God. Woo, these olives good. I did not realize how much money you save when you actually go to the store yourself. Just by me going to the store on my own, I saved over $20. And then when I went to HEB, I saved a lot of money as well, as opposed to, like, you know, doing the whole Instacart thing or whatever. And so we're still trying to get old Bessie. We're still trying to figure that out or whatever. So I'm just praying for a miracle, girl. I'm for real, like, oh my gosh, y'all, I hate, like, I know every season that you go through in your life is necessary. Y'all, I'm sorry, girls. I hope I'm not showing too much. I don't know, like, I don't be wanting too much, you know, too much boob to show when I'm, you know, when I'm down to the kitchen and we just having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to think that I'm serving breast and thighs, girl. You know, I'm just trying to serve a little conversation. But anyway. Okay, that's a little bit better. But anyway, cause girl, y'all know YouTube, girl, they been trying to chew my channel up, girls. Y'all YouTube been trying to chew the head bombshell up. I guess they didn't like that the Lil Kim little skit I did on the last video with her Lil Kim dancing in the office. I don't think they like that, girl. So I be having to, I be having to cover up because they are so strict on me. I don't know why. What it is about my channel where YouTube, they're really strict on me. Like if I accidentally show a little bit too much boob or something, girl, they be coming down to the thing, girl, chewing the channel up. And y'all, I don't be trying to show nothing on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I can't help the way that my body looks or whatever. And sometimes my boobs, they have a mind of their own. Some days they're bigger, and other days they're not. I just can't control any of that. But girl, YouTube be trying to, they be trying to chew my channel up. So I be having to make sure I'm covered, girl. I'm just gonna start coming down here with some turtlenecks on. But anyway, girl, so what I was saying was, I know that every season in your life, you're supposed to go through these tough seasons or whatever. And they say like you have to embrace the season that you're in, and I get that, but it is tough. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, they be like, one door closes. When one door closes, another one opens. I'm like, yeah, but it's hell in the hallway. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that when one door closes, the other door opens. But how long do you have to walk down the hall to get to the next door? Because it feel like I've been walking down this hall for a periodically long time. And so anyway, I do feel that things are looking up. I'm gonna be really honest. Y'all, I'm so grateful for my family. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for my family because they've really stepped up and, have been really supportive, to me during this time or whatever. Yeah, I feel like when you go through tough times in life and people kind of show up for you, it says a lot about who you were when, things were going well. Like for me, what I love about myself is that I'm very kind, I'm very generous, and I'm extremely compassionate. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm generous with my money. I'm not as generous with my time. That's probably something that I would like to work on, being more giving of my time when it comes to my family and stuff like that. But when my circumstances were better, I was always very giving, always gave to my family and my friends. And so now that I'm in this season, my family and my friends have absolutely shown up for me, and it does make me really happy. I am just a giver by nature. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this. I heard this in church one day, and the preacher, he was saying, sometimes you have people who can help but they won't, and you have people who want to help but they can't. And so I've never been the kind of person to watch a person struggle or whatever. And maybe that's not always a good thing, but I'm never gonna bear witness to watching you go through something and I'm a part of your life and I can't jump in and help in any capacity. You know what I'm saying? And so it just feels good to have people that show up for you. And although I know that these seasons in life we go through are necessary, I get it, because it pushes you into something new and doing things a new way. But girl, I'm not happy because I'm not used to this. And so I know that God is doing a new thing in my life, and I understand that, but it's just not a fun thing. But I can honestly say it's gotten me back on path. It's gotten me back to dreaming again. Dreaming the big dream, manifesting things, and really being focused, writing in my journal. And so it has gotten me back on track, and so I'm happy about that. But yeah, girl, y'all, it's really late at night. I need to take a shower and stuff and get in the bed. But I may give you girls a call back, like, after I take a shower and I get in the bed or whatever. I wanted to say something else, but I can't think of the next thing I wanted to say. But anyway, girls, let me wind down for bed and I'll give you guys a call back.
Y'all, for the longest time, the one thing that I can honestly say that was missing for me was peace. I have struggled so long with depression, anxiety, confusion, not knowing what decisions to make, feeling overly anxious about vlogging, and just things that I loved. And to be honest with you, it wasn't until I really got back into being creative and embracing my creative agency did I not find peace. Peace for me is just being in my own little bubble. Peace for me means like a lot of quiet time, just a lot of time alone. And no, that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy the company of my family and my friends. But what it does mean is that I know myself well enough to know if I'm going to be of good company to somebody, or if I just need more quiet time. I think as I'm getting older, I just find myself needing more time alone. And, you know, a lot of people may not think that that's a good thing, but to others who really get me, you know, people who are loners or people who are just finally found peace in their life, you guys will understand where I'm coming from. Peace is very expensive. You make a lot of sacrifices to finally get to a place of peace, and I'm okay with that. I do enjoy building community. I absolutely enjoy being in a creative space, and peace has taught me that. You know, peace has taught me that I don't always need to be in the mix. I don't always need to be out and about, and I'm okay with where my life is now. I can't say that my life will never be chaotic again, but what I can say is that I'm willing to do what I have to do to control my environment. I know that I don't do well in environments where there is a lot of drama. I don't do well in environments where there is a lot of confusion. I do the best that I can to keep myself out of those types of situations. I still enjoy, an occasional phone call here and there, but for the most part, I am so peaceful. And the thing that had been missing for the longest time was my peace. And so I can't sit here and say that this is a time I won't appreciate, because I appreciate this time. Even in the season of uncertainty, I'm still okay with where I am right now. One of the hardest pieces of advice that I was given was to embrace this season when everything first happened. And I was just like, how do you embrace a season of loss? How do you embrace a season of not knowing, just, uncertainty? But now I understand what the person was saying when they said that this is just a season where you're just going to have to sit in it. I get it. And guys, we're all going through something. And I wish that things were better. I wish the economy was better. I wish that everybody was where they want to be. But unfortunately, that's just not how life works. But what I will encourage you guys to do, if you're going through a hard time, like some of us are, a lot of emotional warfare, spiritual warfare, financial, just overall physical, I would just say this is the time where you really should be honing in and focusing on finding the missing piece. Get away from anything that does not lend or offer you a peaceful experience. If it's something that is causing strife or stress, leave it behind. Even if that means that you have to now pick up and go and do things on your own, go to dinner by yourself. Go, work out alone. Just do things alone. Go to church alone. You don't have to constantly put yourself in situations that constantly suck the life out of you, or you don't have to constantly deal with people that are emotional parasites. Your community is out there. There are peaceful people who will support you in wherever you are, whatever your journey is. But if you don't listen to anything else that I say, guys, this is the time where you really need to be focusing on finding the missing piece. And once you find the missing piece, I assure you that anything that you are going through will get better.
Say what's poppin'. Go room.
bet your ass be on the floor. Big carbon hit like Mayweather. Tula come through and blow a hole. Got millions out that rap shit. They hate a bitch, but they stole the flow. That back end after back end coming. Fuck them, I stole the show. Don't run up on that bitch, she a head case. All she do is shoot. I signed my deal up on the PJ and hopped out a parachute. I'm geeked on next week, but no more features. I might just stir at you. I'm geeked on next week, but no more features. I might embarrass you. Yeah, glow. Stomp a little pussy, hoe, get some shell toes. Yeah, glow. Slapping rap bitches and making bail, hoe. Yeah, glow. Two-tone Cartier match the nails, hoe. Yeah, glow. No competition, these bitches fail, hoe. Yeah, glow. Curbing, no curbing, my shit in layers, hoe. Yeah, glow. Say they get money, but I can't tell, hoe. Yeah, glow. Keep running circles around these snail, hoe. Yeah, glow. And my shit bumping up in the jail, hoe.
All right, girls, I took the absolute best shower. Oh my God. Y'all, I took the best shower in the world. I'm telling you, if you feel like you are like your body is tense or you have aches or whatever, girl, take you a nice long hot shower. And then but before I took my shower, I had to stretch, and that's something I've been working on. But this is what I wanted to talk about that I didn't remember. The way that you treat people when things are not so great, the way that you treat people when life is chewing you up is going to matter as well. And what this journey is teaching me is like, y'all know how sometimes people, they could be mean to you, they could be snappy to you, and they could just be like, oh, I'm just having a bad day, or I'm just going through something. Like, for me, because I see how I can still be kind, and you know, I'm able to communicate how I feel in days where I'm not feeling so great. I'm able to really communicate that. I'm never going to allow or accept someone like being snappy at me or whatever. That's just not, for me. I just don't think that that's acceptable. It's an indication of things to come. You know, I feel like if you are snapping at me and your excuse is, oh, I'm just having a bad day, or things are, I get it that people have bad days. I've been having a lot of bad days, but what I haven't done is, you know, go off on anyone or mistreat anyone. And so, you know, we're all adults here. I understand if it's like a little kid or someone who has not learned how to manage or regulate their behavior. But I'm talking about adults. We have all been through ups and downs, and I expect that you would be able to still treat people with a level of respect despite, you know, your life circumstances or whatever. And so, because I know how tough things can get, but I also know that even through your tough times, you can still be kind and you can treat people well. That's just not going to be acceptable for me any longer. You know, like in the past, yeah, I would have been like, you know, oh, that's okay. And that's another thing, like, that I would like to get away from, is not holding people accountable. You know, it's not okay. And if someone says something to you, you know, you can accept their apology, but you can still hold them accountable. It's not okay. And I don't understand. Those would be my two favorite words. Oh, it's okay. I understand. It's not okay. And I don't understand. While I do accept your apology, you know, let's talk about it. Like, really holding people accountable for how they treat you, because it is sad that sometimes people will treat you the way that you allow them to. And if you constantly are forgiving and understanding, and you constantly allow someone to mistreat you, that's going to become the norm. Just like, one thing about me, I cannot stand when people get too familiar with me. Now, I don't have this issue now, but in the past, especially when I first started my YouTube channel, and when people would start recognizing me out and stuff like that, it's like people get way too familiar with you. And I do think that when people get too familiar with you, for whatever reason, a level of disrespect starts to creep in just a little bit, or they feel like they know you so they can say anything to you. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. I cannot stand that. You know, I don't believe in getting too familiar with people when you first meet them, because it's like, you see one thing, you know, when you watch people on television or, you know, on your phone or whatever, but when you meet people in person, they're not always the same. I don't know. It's life is a, girl, y'all, life is a trip. That's all I gotta say. And then life is a trip, and it's like my thoughts, like, because I've been having so much going on, my thoughts have started creating these crazy dreams. So I had a dream the other night that I got arrested for trying to solicit this man. I was getting arrested for soliciting a man because in the dream I asked him to do the grown up. And I was, girl, so anyway, the way that the dream went, we were at some lounge or some club or whatever, and it was this really attractive guy, and he was flirting with me, and I was flirting with him. But in the dream, I put my hand like on his knee, and I started like rubbing his knee or whatever, and so we just kept flirting or whatever. So, you know, I got up to leave, and I was like, you know, it was nice meeting you. So he was walking me to the door of the lounge. Girl, why that fool was like, I'm Officer Jackson, you're under arrest for soliciting prostitution. And I was like, what? Y'all, I was so shocked and I was so scared in the dream, girl. He literally like had my face, like I was facing the door and he was putting like the handcuffs on me, girl. And I hurried up and woke up, girl. Y'all, that was like a scary ass dream, girl. And then I had a dream that I lied to, I basically lied and said that I could play the xylophone. And so, girl, Chris Brown found out that I knew how to play the xylophone or whatever. So he called his people and he was just like, I need y'all to fly her out because I want her to be in my show. And girl, y'all, I had lied just so I could meet him. And so the whole dream, I was so nervous in the entire dream. I was trying to figure out how the hell was I gonna learn how to play the xylophone or whatever, girl. So anyway, I ended up waking up from that dream. It seems like every time I have a crazy dream, I'll just like, when it gets too stressful, some kind of way I'll just make myself wake up or whatever. But yeah, girl. But y'all, it's been a pretty, you know, a pretty good day or whatever. So I think I am about to relax for a minute. I need to go to bed. That'd be my problem, y'all. I love staying up late at night. That'd be my favorite. I love staying up late at night. I do. But it's not healthy for you girls. It's not good for you. So I'm gonna get off the phone with you girls. And then I'm gonna, you know, turn in and go to bed. And then I'm gonna wake up and we're gonna do this all over again in the morning.
A few moments later.
You'll never really know him as Jehovah Shalom, the God of your peace, until you are placed in a situation where chaos is all around you, but you still have the peace of God within you. You'll never really know him as El Rohi, the God who sees, until you find yourself placed in a situation where you think everybody's forgotten about you, you feel nobody sees you, but then the Lord reminds you, I see you. You'll never really know him as Jehovah Jireh, your provider, until you find yourself in a situation where you can't provide for yourself, but then the Lord comes through clutch. You'll never really know him as Jehovah Rapha, your healer, until your body needed healing, your mind needed healing, your children needed healing, your marriage needed healing, your soul needed healing, and some way and somehow your God heals you. You'll never really know him as a comforter until he allows you to be placed in an uncomfortable situation. And even in the midst of your discomfort, the Holy Spirit still comforts your soul. You'll never really know him as Jehovah Shammah, the God who is there, who will never leave you nor forsake you until you find yourself in a fiery furnace and discover there's a fourth man in the fire with you. You'll never know him. I'm not preaching to people who want the ease. I'm preaching to people who are faithful even when it gets hard. You'll never really know him as the God who can shut the mouth of the lion until he allows you to spend the night with peace.
Hey girls, y'all, my back is killing me today. Oh my goodness, my lower back is hurting. So I had every intention on doing the Shop My Closet segment, but girl, I don't think my back is gonna make it. I'm using my back massager now. Let me show y'all. Every time I come on here, I got a new gadget to show y'all. Well, this isn't new, I've been having this. So this is from Bob and Brad. So basically it has the pads and then it has, I'm about to take this off. Cause girl, oh, not me dropping it, hold on. Baby, I need an intense back massage. So it's like you have the massaging things right here, rotating massaging things, and they're heated. Girl, so anyway, oh my God, my back is hurting so bad. Oh, Lord. Okay, anyway, back to business. So what I was saying was I had every intention on doing the Shop My Closet segment, but my lower back is killing me. So we're gonna have to figure something else out. I wanted us to cook, but girl, I didn't thaw any meat out or whatever, so I gotta get a little bit better prepared. So I have that going on, and girl, when I woke up this morning, I did my, devotional, and it just feels so good to start my day off like that. I think I told you guys before, I did not grow up in church, and so the relationship I have with God is just like I had to just kind of create that and learn the Bible or whatever. And so it has really made a difference just in my overall mindset. And I'm also noticing, like, when I don't do my journaling and stuff, that's when a lot of anxiety creeps back in. And I also notice that when I'm not journaling, I'm not writing in my journal, or when I don't start my day off with doing a devotional, I've also noticed that my creativity is not as high, and so it's just, for me to go a day without prayer or something, it could absolutely for me mean not an awesome day. I'm also noticing, like, my mindset is changing a lot. And in the past, I used to, just go into these panics and start worrying. And now, because I am reading the Bible more, I am praying more, I noticed that I now have tools that I can use to help calm me down or help my anxiety. So if it's anybody out there, girl, that's just going through it, and honestly, y'all, we're all going through something. It may be different things, but everyone is going through something. Just give God praise, even for the small things. I talked to y'all about this the other day, how my friends and my family, they have been so kind to me and just so gracious to me and so understanding, and it just feels amazing, to have a support system. I'm very, very grateful. I'm so grateful to have you guys as a community. Y'all are so kind. I've always been a really kind person, a nice person. Y'all know I used to be a little spicy at the mouth or whatever, quick. I'm still quick on my toes, but these days I try not to tap into that, or whatever, quick on my toes in terms of having to, clap back at people. I try not to get so much into that, because I think that I'm just evolving. I'm in a place of peace, and I'm also in a place of, like, not feeling like I have to explain myself to people. I have to defend myself, and I like that. I like where I am. I'm peaceful. I'm not willing to allow anyone to come in and disturb my peace. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the overall good place to be. I don't want to be closed off to meeting new people and having new people in my life or whatever. And the reason why I say that is because I know the woman that I am. I know how kind I am. I know how good of a person I am. I just pray that I can, if there are new people to come into my life, I can be people just as kind and genuine as I am, And so, sometimes it is hard to make connections for me, not because I'm not a fun, bubbly girl or anything, just because I have a hard time kind of keeping up, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not always good at just like calling people. That's another one. Like, people want to feel that you want to be their friend as much as they want to be your friend. You know, people don't always want to be the one calling you, and that's something that I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to be the person that's gonna call more. And even though it's like, even if I don't call, it doesn't mean anything. It's just, I don't know, girls. I'm just a really peaceful person. And then also, it's like, for me to pick up the phone and call, I have to feel safe. And it's like, when you first meet people, you feel like, I don't want to bother this person. You know, you don't be wanting to call people and bother them. You don't know what people have going on. And so, or even reaching out to old friends. For me, it's like, I have friends that I think about all the time. People that I've met along my YouTube journey. It's like, you think about people and it's like you want to call them, but it just feels so weird and so awkward to call them or to text or whatever, because you guys haven't spoken in a long time or whatever. And so, yeah, that's just something, you know, something that I'm aware of. I would say it's something I'm working on, but girl, I'm not gonna sit up here and lie after I gave y'all this after I gave y'all this whole testimony. You know, it is something that I am aware of. We just gonna put it at that. But girl, y'all, my back and stuff, it's been hurting. Oh my goodness. Y'all, it is no fun having, like, it's just been my lower back or whatever. And so, but this machine is helping. I'm gonna see if I can find the link to this back massager. But girl, I got all of the gadgets, you know, back massager, eye massager, neck massager, foot massager. In fact, baby, we finna get that foot massager out next. You hear me? Cause baby, the feet, the back, everything has been kind of bothering me. But anyway, girls, I just wanted to check in with you guys. We're probably gonna go downstairs in a little while and get some coffee and just, you know, chat it up a little bit. But let me finish with this back massage and I'll give you guys a call back. All right, girls. I'm not feeling very well today. Oh my gosh. Oh, girl, my back hurt. Oh, my stomach hurt. Y'all, I'm in pain. I think I just need to relax for a minute. Yeah, I think I just need to relax for a minute or whatever. So obviously we didn't make it downstairs to get any coffee or anything. And so I think I'm just gonna have the heating pad on for a second or two, relax, and then try to regroup. Also, y'all, it's raining like cats and dogs outside. For you girlies who live here in Houston, y'all know this is a really, really rough time of the year for us, because sometimes we get a lot of flooding and stuff, and I'm just hoping that you know, we don't have to experience any of that in Houston, even though it's been, you know, in Central Texas and other places. But anyway, girls, I don't want to ramble, but I'm going to relax for a minute and then I'll give you guys a call back. All right, girls, I'm feeling a little bit better. We're about to have some girl dinner tonight. We're eating grits. That's my girl dinner. We're eating instant grits with butter. Yes. So that's what I want. I don't feel like cooking. I was going to make my favorite meal, y'all. I do have a very quirky, different palate, if you will. So I made one of my favorite meals, which is rice, green beans, turkey patties, and yams. My other favorite meal is eggs, bacon with rice. That is, I could literally eat eggs, bacon, and rice every single day. I'm not in the mood to make that. So we're just gonna have these eggs. We're just gonna have these grits, honey. And that's gonna be it. I don't know why it's taking me forever to do this vlog. I'm really hoping that I can just get this thing out tomorrow. My back is not hurting as bad as it was. So I'm feeling better, but I think what I'm gonna do tonight, I'm gonna take some, I'm probably gonna just take some magnesium, something that's gonna help me have like a full 8 hours of sleep, because I don't often sleep through the night. So yeah, girl. And then when I wake up in the morning, hopefully, you know, I'll be feeling better or whatever. Also, I've gotten back into like stretching. You know, like I was good at stretching every morning. Then, girl, some kind of way I got off track. So now I'm back into just like stretching my legs, my back, my arms, everything. Cause baby, sometimes it's like when I wake up, it's just these pains and these aches, and it's like, where did this come from? So yeah, girl. Oh, you know what? But before I go to bed, I want to watch this documentary on Netflix. Um, and it's about this little girl who was throwing a party, and she accidentally made the invitation public. And girl, all these people showed up at her house. It was a riot. It was a mess or whatever. So I want to watch that. And then, yeah, I think after that, I'm gonna probably call it a night. But I need to make my grits. I need them to be extra creamy, extra hot. Y'all like sugar in y'all grits, baby. I have to have sugar in my grits. I cannot have it any other way.
Oh yes, bitch. I wanna know if them hoes ready. Get that ass in the booty, won't drop. Baby, baby, drop, baby, don't drop. Drop, baby, baby, drop, baby, don't drop. Drop, baby, baby, drop, baby, make it rock. 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 Bust it up and tellin' all around you, make it go. Bust it up and tellin' all around you, make it go. Bust it up and bust it up and bust it up and bust it up. Bust it up and tellin' all around you, make it go. Bust it up and tellin' all around you, make it go. Bust it up and tellin' all around you, make it go. Bust it up and bust it up and bust it up.
Hey girls, y'all. So you guys know I be coming out here to move the car weekly. You know, I told y'all I don't like to have the car just in one spot or whatever. But anyway, girl, I was down to the gym. I had to come down to get me a Coke and I had to move the car. Girl, it's a guy, his voice is so deep. He in the gym, girl. His voice so deep, he's talking like a damn screw tape. So, I got up this morning and y'all saw me exercising down to the exercising pad or whatever. Y'all, I am gonna have to apologize for this vlog. I'm gonna be very honest. I have been in so much pain. Girl, y'all, I feel literally like the letter Z. My body just feels like this. It just feels like the letter Z. For real. Like, okay, yeah, is that it? Wait a minute. I can't do it. Okay, yeah, the letter Z. Y'all, I am in so much pain. And it's like, okay, let me get up and stretch. Let me get up and, you know, just do different things. But it just feels like no matter what I do, I'm still in a lot of pain or whatever. So I think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and order some Aleve or some ibuprofen. I've been trying not to take stuff like that. It's not bad for you, but you know, I just been, you know, thinking I could have my own remedy. I was like, okay, well, if I just use this back massager, if I just stretch and do this. But girl, I'm sorry, I gotta call in some help, baby. It is no point in me torturing myself because I can't get shit done. It's just like every time I get up to do something or put something on, my body just feels like it's just, y'all remember that song, Pop, Lock and Drop It? That's what my body is feeling like, girl. It's then popped, it's then locked, and it's then fucking dropped in the bed several times. I couldn't even like hang out with y'all last night the way I wanted to. But anyway, I'm finna stop complaining. But let's get into it, girl. Did y'all hear about this little girl that was down to TikTok and Crime Stoppers and true crime pages and all of the things, asking people to help her find out who took her mom's life and who took her stepdad's life? Girl, come to find out, she was the damn villain. The victim then turned into the villain, girl. Her name is Sarah Grace Patrick. She then turned herself in for these charges. And I'm like, Sarah Grace, you knew good and damn well. And then what makes the matters worse, her little sister is the one that found her parents. I was like, oh my God. Like, I just feel like sometimes you can't always believe people that be doing all of their damn crying, because people will use their tears to play victim. People will use their tears to manipulate. People will weaponize their tears.
and use that to, you know, manipulate people. And so that's what she was doing, girl. I like when people say stay safe, but stay dangerous. Stay safe, but stay dangerous. Even in the whole dating thing, another topic that's now starting to resurface that I'm starting to hear a lot of people talk about is what I have talked about so many times on this blog and so many times down to the Bombshell Network, is like not telling men, or not just even men, just people in general, just, you know, people in general, whether it's a man or a woman, if you're out here dating, stop telling your trauma story to these people. Because people will either judge you off of that, or they'll use it to take advantage of you. If you be like, yeah, my last relationship, you know, they cheated and they used to cuss me out and do all of this, a person is going to look at that and either they're going to think like, oh, I can get away with this, or this person doesn't require much, or they're going to think like me, like, what in the world could have happened in that relationship that got you guys to the point of even talking to each other like that? Then the second thing I think about is, and what is it about you that will allow someone to talk to you like that? Like, what's going on with you? Were you okay with somebody talking to you crazy? I will never understand that. So I've been seeing a lot of commentary about that, and it's just like, girl, lie. You lie. You don't need to share your trauma story with everybody. You need to lie. My last relationship was amazing. We just grew apart. I don't care if you say that fool moved to Zamunda. I don't care if you say he moved to Istanbul. I don't care. He moved. He left the country. Whatever you have to say, we broke up because he left the country. You know, things just didn't work out. Whatever you have to say, but I just think it's a bad idea to share that, because again, when we talk about manipulation and weaponizing, people will absolutely use your past relationship trauma or just your trauma period against you, or, you know, when Mad Day comes, or, you know, I've seen people take little things that you might have shared with them and they will use it against you. I've seen people do it, you know, and so it's just like, you know, even if you say, oh, when I was a kid, my dad left the family, you know, y'all get into an argument and it's like they waiting to throw that in your face. Well, that's why your damn daddy left. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, just y'all be careful. What I say, be safe and be dangerous out here. Do not allow anybody to use your trauma against you and throw it in your face, especially when Mad Day come. And the one last piece of advice I got to give y'all girls, we need to, everybody in Bombshell Nation, girls, listen up. Public service announcement. We are in our listening season. That's it. All we doing is listening. We're not giving no advice. And the reason why I say that is because I heard a story that this lady was telling. So basically, this lady, her name is Aunt Cookie. Aunt Cookie had a friend. The friend met some man on the internet. Her and the man on the internet was supposed to go on a date. Her and the man decided that when she went to pick him up, by the way, he didn't have a car. She went to pick him up on their first date. Well, when they get in the car or whatever, he decides that he was going to take her to Taco Bell. And I, you know, as the lady was telling me the story, I was like, Taco Bell. But anyway, so they decides to go to Taco Bell or whatever. And so they get to Taco Bell and he do the infamous pat down. Y'all know what the infamous pat down? He doing this. Oh shit, I can't find my wallet. Patting on his hat, patting on his legs. My nigga, you knew you forgot that wallet on purpose, or you probably just didn't even have a wallet. If you had a wallet, it wasn't nothing in the wallet. And whatever was in the wallet, it wasn't no money on the cards that was in the wallet. But anyway, so she say he gets to patting his head, you know, patting his leg. Oh, I forgot my wallet at home. So anyway, her friend ends up ordering the food. Okay, y'all, I'm getting too excited. I said I was gonna be acting pretty, but I'm getting too excited. But y'all, what is it about this car? When I get in this car, I start acting excited. Hold on. But anyway, okay. So anyway, girl, he starts patting his leg, his head, and his weave, and his hips, and couldn't find the wallet. So the girl, the friend, was like, she paid for everything. So this fool, I guess they had a taco box, and it was 40 tacos for $20. So she orders the tacos, the 40 tacos for $20, so they pay for it. She pays for it. Girl, they get back to this fool house, and the friend said they get back to the house and people just start coming out of rooms out of nowhere. Like 2 people come out the bedroom, 3 people come out the back, other person come from the back of the kitchen, this one come from around the corner of the house, and before she knew it, it was 16 hands digging up in the 40 tacos for $20 or whatever. So he then took and used her to get his whole family some food. Girl, the mama, daddy, cousins, uncles, brothers, everybody eating up the tacos or whatever. And so the girl was complaining to her, and then Aunt Cookie was like, well, you know, it's a lesson learned. You know, if the only thing it costed you was $20 to get out of that situation, don't even worry about it. Girl, y'all, why the friend told her something, and I like him. Girl, so this fool's talking about she like him. I'm like, you like him. And so anyway, Aunt Cookie was like, she said she just left it alone at that point, because she was just like, okay, this woman is not gonna learn. You know, like, I'm trying to tell you, like, because it's not going to be a good situation. You didn't have to pick this fool up. Not only did you have to pick him up, he done did the infamous pat down. And so the next thing you know, he going to be, y'all know what the tax time hug is. Next thing you know, he going to be out in public. They going to be on a date, and he going to be giving her the tax time hug. You know, the tax time hug is when a dude hug you from the back when you paying for the food. They hugging you like this, hiding their face behind your head. That's the tax time hug. And so I'm like, so anyway, so she was like, she just stopped giving advice at that point. And I'm like, yeah, like sometimes you only need to be a listening ear. That's it. When people come to you with these terrible relationship situations and choices, especially if you know people fairly well, a lot of times people are just not going to leave. They're not ready to leave. They're not confident enough to leave. They don't feel that they can do any better, and they're going to stay in those situations. And so we have got to embrace and walk in our season of just listening. Don't give no advice, because let me tell you something. Because I don't have friends that do stuff like that, but if I had a friend that had to take a man down to Taco Bell and buy and pay $20 for a 40 taco box, $20 for 40 tacos. So and then the $20 that I paid for the 40 taco, girl, you know what? I can't even imagine being in a situation like that. But I'm gonna be honest, girls, it's a lot of people that just don't know any better. It's a lot of women out here who just don't have a lot of dating experience, and they just don't know. You know, like I had one girl, I took her, it was a girl that I drove, I was driving her one day or whatever, Uber ride. And so she was telling me about some guy or whatever. And girl, she was like liking this guy. And I of course, I don't know that girl. I was not trying to give her too much information or give her too much of my opinion. But girl, this guy didn't have a car. On the first date, she paid for everything. And I was like, well, who asked on the first date? And she was like, oh, he did. And so I didn't want to just give it to her too much, but it's just like, you just wonder, like, what the women in these girls' lives, these younger girls' life, like, what were they like? Like, if you're a younger girl, she was in her early 30s. But she still didn't know, like, even if a guy asks you on a date, he should pay for it. I'm just like, damn, like, where your mama and your aunt and them at? You know what I'm saying? Like, where are the women in your life that's supposed to be giving you the game so you don't get taken advantage of? And so, I just thought that was sad, and then she was saying he didn't have a car, and he would ride his bike to her house, and all of this. Y'all know, when people, for whatever reason, when people would get in my car and ride with me doing the Uber thing, they would be really, really vulnerable and just tell me a lot of things or whatever. But she was just telling me different things. I was just like, golly, like, I can't believe that people are still using that. I don't even think that was even ever a dating model. You know what I'm saying? Like, where a module, what leaflet and what thin ass handbook did you get this information out of that you should be paying for dates if someone asks you on a date? And I just couldn't imagine. And it's like, did he finesse her? How did that even happen? So anyway, girls, I just think that there are so many women who just don't know, young ladies and women who still just don't understand how the dating thing works, who's still out here getting taken advantage of, who's still out here taking Big Rufus to Taco Bell and spending $20 for 40 tacos and taking the tacos back to his house so the whole family can eat like a bunch of fucking gremlins. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot of women who don't have the game. Y'all don't, for my bombshells who just don't have a lot of dating experience, girls, just don't be out here giving guys the roadmap to your heart. When I say giving guys the roadmap to your heart, when they be like, what's your type? And you be like, well, I want someone that's going to buy me flowers and take me on dates. Because a man, they know how to date you properly. So that's what I mean by giving them the roadmap to your heart. Let them figure that out. The only thing you should be telling a man that is your type is somebody that's consistent. And I'm going to tell you the reason why consistency needs to be your type is because the consistency is one of the very few things that people cannot fake. Listen, people can fake being nice. They can fake being rich. They can fake being genuine. They can fake being kind. People cannot fake being consistent. It is impossible to fake being consistent. So that's why you always want to lead with, my type is a man that is consistent, because a man that is not consistent, he's going to show up on time maybe the first 2 dates, and then after that, it is impossible. It is impossible. And I'm telling you now, a man that is consistent and they show up on time and they do what they say they're going to do and they are where they say they're going to be, and that's the kind of guy that you want. There's some other factors that go with it, but you absolutely want a man that is consistent. That is one of the most important traits. And I'm not saying consistently late. I'm not saying consistently disrespectful. I'm saying consistent in his word. He says he's going to do something, he does it. If he says he's going to be somewhere, he's going to be there. If he says he's going to be at your home to pick you up at a certain time, he's going to be there. If he says he's going to be at a restaurant at a certain time, he's going to be there. You want someone who has great, consistent habits. But anyway, I didn't talk y'all head off. I'm sorry, girl. But that's all we pretty much gonna be doing in this vlog. Down to the thing talking, because, baby, I feel like a fucking stiff-ass robot. I don't even know how I'm gonna make it home from the garage to my apartment because I'm in so much pain. But anyway, girls, let me try to roll myself home, girl. It might take me 5 hours because I'm in that much pain. But I'll see y'all when we get back upstairs to the apartment.
Sideways, boys in the day.